There is a big commercial harvest on sturgeon. It's like old growth forest and just stripping it all down. It's tough to come back from that.
Here it comes. There you go. Good, we're on.
I know there's fish in this river that I may never get to see, but there's some in here that I think are 1,000 pounds and over 12 feet long. I can tell you right now, this is the biggest fish we've caught today. I still think there's a few left, man. The first time I went in the winter, I thought you can't catch big fish. That's because I wasn't confident and I didn't know. But now, fast forward 23 years, I'm more confident now in the winter for big fish than any other time of the year. So, but hopefully we don't get nothing today. That would be bad. My name is Yves Bisson and I'm a professional fishing guide for sturgeon on the Fraser River. I remember the first fishing trip like it was yesterday. It was a guided trip. My friend asked me to go. I had no idea what we were fishing for. All I'd ever fished for in BC was steelhead and some salmon. Wow, that's interesting. See what happens in a week? All these fish are here, now they're all gone, and that's pretty normal for sturgeon fishing, right? Water levels have changed just a bit and those fish are gone. So if you're stuck to fishing in the same spots, get used to not having some good days if you're too stubborn to go find new ones. The pursuit of getting the biggest fish ever seen, ever recorded, that's part of the draw for sure. I mean, one of these days I'm gonna get one of those fish to slip up and I'm gonna land that fish. So each shadow represents one fish. So that's all individual fish on the right, there's a bunch on the left, there's a few underneath, and we just need one to bite. To us, what smells is different than, like, an animal can smell you a few miles away if there's wind blowing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we might not stink.
Yeah.
But they can smell us. So imagine that, and I always say water is just wind to a sturgeon.
Okay, yeah.
So river's moving this way. When I put the baits down and that scent trail goes by them, they're either going to come up and bite or they're not.
Yeah,
and the vast majority don't. Oh, there's a bite on two. Get ready. Let it go down, Yeah, hammer it. Go ahead. Lift up hard. You got to set the hook. Yeah, that's it. That's a big fish. Okay, so slow and steady now. So that took about probably 5-6 minutes on that rod. So that's why I don't wait, because if it's going to come, it should have happened right away. So see how it came right to the surface like that?
Yeah.
Now it turned, now it's going to go. So when you hear it running, straighten this arm, lock back. Okay. Let it fall on your fingers. Don't even worry about reeling.
Perfect.
Now is when you
Definitely feeling her.
Feel right down to the water and crank that in.
Bring him around.
So this cradle's great because we can lay the fish in here, scan it, tag it if necessary, and then get all our measurements and get it on its way. If it has a pit tag, when I wave this reader where it should be, it'll give me a number.
Okay.
And then that number automatically goes onto our tablet, and then we'll fill out the rest: length, girth, river kilometer, depth of water. A lot of people think these fish get caught quite frequently. In this size range, over 7 feet, 8 feet, they generally get caught maybe once every 5 to 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's find another one. Baits are down. Now it's the waiting game.
So growing up in Alberta, were you a big outdoorsman or stuff like that, or?
Well, I always loved the water and fishing.
Yeah.
So, you know, growing up, if I could find a lake, a stream, anything, I was there. It helped that my dad was a logging contractor.
Okay, cool.
And I got kicked out of school a lot, so I spent a lot of time out in the bush.
Yeah.
And you know, take a quad or a trike out, find some little random creek or lake.
Yeah.
And literally was the first person on it back then.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So my passion for fishing started,
Mm-hmm.
well, basically when I was a kid. As young as I can remember, I loved being, you know, around the water and then fishing. So
Yeah.
this will be my 31st year here.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and 23 of them guiding on the Fraser.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Quite a long time, and kind of honed in the sturgeon thing. Sturgeon, left rod. So be super patient here.
Okay.
So right now it's chewing, right? And then when it cranks over, you set it as hard as you can.
Now?
There you go. Yeah, go ahead.
There you go. Good. We're on.
Oh. Good. Really good. When you feel like your left arm's seizing up, reel down, because you always reel to the bottom. Put your right hand, shake your left hand out. That's perfect.
I'm at war.
Doing good.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, just hang tight. Let me take the weight off. This is a really big fish. Might be closer to 9 feet. You're talking about a massive fish. Look at that. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
What a fish. So for tagging, I'm just going to get you to hold that reed button down. And then right here is where the tag should be. So you can get that in there. There you go. You got it.
There it is.
So that one's been tagged already. Let me look at the number. This fish was originally tagged a long time ago, probably early 2000s.
Really?
2001 or 2.
No
We'll look up the history.
way.
And this is an old fish. I mean, it's a huge fish. It's over 9 feet, I think. So,
Wow.
unreal. Well done, man.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
That's an amazing fish.
That was a battle.
Here, so that goes flat right on the nose. Very front.
Yeah.
Right there. And I'll do the rest. Fish is 108 inches. What's that? That's 9 feet. Yeah. 107 centimeters around, which is just over 42 inches. That's an unreal fish. So today's kind of program is we're going to go downriver. We're going to try and find a bunch of juvenile sturgeon, hopefully get to tag them and kind of show you what we're doing, how the fish are tagged, what it looks like, and record all that data. And when it comes to the tagging program, I'm the field coordinator, so I'm just trying to help guides get equipment, stay on top of things. I train some of the guides that are coming into the program, just kind of best handling practices. I actually love catching small sturgeon, even though my job 99% of the time is to catch some of the biggest fish of their life. When I go out on my own to volunteer for juveniles, it's almost more rewarding in this weird way. So like I said, they're quite small. So if we catch one that hasn't been tagged, we'll use the needle and we'll tag the fish. But here's the secret to the juvie fishing. It's all in the pantyhose. So salmon eggs obviously is a great food source for sturgeon, and the juveniles love them. So we're going to try using some salmon eggs, and we tie them in little row sacks, very similar to what you'd see for people drift fishing on rivers. Over 95% 95% of the data collected for the tagging program comes through the volunteerism of the sturgeon guides. You know, the guides are out, you know, all the time catching fish, so they want to give these tagging kits to the people who are going to use them the most and do the best job, right? So that's primarily guides.
Well, that's the thing about our fishery that's different than pretty much every fishery in the world is sturgeon are built different. They are tough to the point that there's literally 0% mortality on our fish.
So you can see we got a bite on that one. I'm reeling this one in. When the fishing's good for juvies, it's usually, you know, one after another. So okay, lift the rod high, quit reeling. There we go.
So I understand when people are against catch and release on certain species because, you know, it might have a 5 or 10% mortality rate. If that was the case, I wouldn't even fish for these fish. But through our tagging program and the conservation, we know that the number is 0.012. So it's basically nothing. And because we can see the history of each fish, we know they continue to grow.
There he goes.
I can go to bed at night feeling good about what I do. And the fact that we're giving back to conservation and helping out the species also is a great thing. That doesn't happen really anywhere in the world.
To think that if we tag a sturgeon today that's 2 feet long, and maybe in 40, 50, 60 years, someone in my family has the opportunity to catch that as an 8, 9, 10 footer, yeah, that'd be pretty special. You know what? It's really cold out there, which normally isn't a good thing, but we have a bit of a front coming in, westerly wind with some rain, and usually on that transition, it's gonna sound crazy, but I've noticed that when you have the barometer dropping at this time of the year, big fish make mistakes. So it wouldn't surprise me if today's the day, to be honest. First year of fishing in the winter, I was totally lost. I was just like, these big fish don't bite. And we got a few, and we did, you know, surgeries putting these acoustic tags in, and by years 3 and 4 I was laughing at myself because, you know, just when you think it can't be done, that's when you just need to basically put the brakes on and just go, I know nothing. And until you put yourself in positions to fail, you'll never learn. And ever since then, I think it's made me a much better angler because it's okay to fail. That's just the start of the learning process. So those winter fishing times, doing all that work for acoustic tagging, it was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. So I know a little more now than I did then.
To be truthful, the last 30 years, there's been 75,000 fish tagged in this river. The largest of all those roughly is around 11.5 feet. And I've caught fish over 11 feet myself. So do I think there's a 12 or bigger in this river? I actually do, 100%. I've seen some huge fish in this river, but seeing them and catching them are two different things. I just would love to catch a fish of that magnitude before I quit fishing. So yeah, maybe today is the day. We'll see. In this section of river, there's boulders in the center of the river. In the lower part of the river, you don't have that. The worst thing that's going to happen is you hit a gravel bar. Up here, the worst thing that's going to happen is you hit a boulder that splits your boat in two, and you know, that could be the end.
Yeah, it's cold. That's frozen. Oh, that is a bite. Wow, already. Okay, we're on already. Feels like a heavy fish. I'm never on this end of the rod fighting a big fish, so this is a lot harder than I remember. We got another one. Oh man. I just looked over and the rod was almost in the water. This is unbelievable. Wow. Go, nope, go around, go around. Oh, go right, go right. Right around 7 to 7.5 feet. So it's a big fish, probably about 160, 70 pounds. But we're looking for the 500 pounder. Funny, 20 some years, and every time I see a bite I have the same level of excitement when that rod moves, so it's good. I'm glad that's still there.
What would you say the number one thing that keeps you coming back aside from catching fish?
That's a great question. I don't know, I just have a passion to be outside and to be connected to the water, and there's just something about that just keeps me going. Days like today, being here in this setting, yeah, it motivates me. Yeah, that was a bite for sure. Let's see if we can get this fish here to stay on. Oh, he dropped it. Oh no, he's still there. Oh boy, here we go. Unreal. Just like that, we're on. Oh, that's a big head shake. Oh man. When that fish moves really, really slow like this, that's a sign of, you know, big, heavy fish, right? It's coming right back at me now. Got him coming right at. Wait, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Whoa, what a cool looking fish. So see how it's just incredibly fat, but not long, right? Do you see the back of that fish, how cool that looked? Ooh, those fins look amazing. So there you go. That's our shortest fish of the day, but our heaviest fish of the day almost. Wow, there it goes. Obviously going for a 12-footer is, I've been chasing it for over 2 decades. Didn't happen yet, probably not gonna happen today, but you know what? That's not really the most important thing. The most important thing for me is just to get out here and do what I do and do what I love. And normally that involves other people on the boat that I'm taking out. Today it was more about me trying to find that huge fish, but there's always tomorrow.
In terms of, you've talked about all the fish you've tagged and, you know, the future of the fishery. What do you want your legacy to be after you're no longer guiding?
Wow, that's a great question. That's a deep question. I've never thought about that. Legacy. Yeah, I care. I'm passionate. I'm passionate about the fish I'm catching, about the people I meet and take out. So legacy, I mean, the amount of fish and the size of fish, I mean, I want that, you know, as much as anybody, but I guess I want to make an impact on the fishery. You know, when I'm not here, I want people to know that I was able to help give back to a fishery that's given me so much. And not a lot of people get that opportunity, and I have it, and I want to make the most of it. So whether that's just, you know, being on the tagging program and helping with the conservation efforts, yeah, that's a tough one to answer. You always think of, like, you know, a pro athlete, you know, what's their legacy, and it's usually their stats.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a lot more than stats. I mean, yes, I've caught X amount and tagged this many. I just want to, you know, make sure that people know that I care about our fishery, our resources, and I care about them and their experience and their connection to this fish.
Big fish day.
Big fish day, let's go.
We're having a time.
You're kind of contrasting it too much.